Hi, good morning students. Today we are going to discuss about Newton laws of motion. Students, previously we have discussed about kinematics, like a body initially starts moving with an initial velocity u. After certain time t, its velocity become v. Covered displacement yes, acceleration a. So regarding these quantities, we are discussed in our previous classes. But reason or cause for changing the velocity from u to v, we didn't discuss. Right? Only about motion. But in Newton laws of motion, we are going to discuss about the cause for that motion. Got it? We know that generally, what is the cause for that motion? What is the cause, students? Force. Right? So, before discussing about Newton laws, need to discuss about concept of force. Generally, all of you know very well regarding this force. How many types of forces available in nature, students? Tell me, how many types of forces are there? Lot of forces are available. In that, particularly few forces regarding, just see. One, non-contact forces. Non-contact forces. Another one, contact force. Contact forces. And weak forces. And nuclear forces. What is, students? Non-contact forces, contact forces, weak forces, nuclear forces. Generally, non-contact forces. Non-contact forces means, students, example for this, gravitational force, electrostatic force, magnetic force, these are the examples for non-contact forces. Okay, students, for example, gravitational force. Gravitational force means the force with which earth attracts the body. Got it? So for this attraction, contact is not necessary. Without contact, earth is able to attract any object towards its center. Got it? Such a force is called gravitational force. Got it? Regarding this one, we are going to discuss in first PU only. But these two, regarding these two, we are going to discuss in second PU. Got it, students? Contact forces. Contact forces means, example for this, tension force. I think nowadays we are all having this one. What it is? Tension. Tension, 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 tension. Example for the contact forces is tension force. Tension force means nothing but if any one object is suspended by using a string, massless string from a rigid support. Right? Like this. Just for small example I am telling. Is a rigid support from this. By using the string, a body of mass m is suspended. So automatically here its weight mg acts in which direction? Downward direction. But here the mass never comes down because it is strongly holded by this string. That means in upward direction some force is acting on it. That is called tension. T. Tension force. Got it, students? So, example for this contact force is tension force. Along with this, normal reaction. Normal reaction. Normal reaction. Normal reaction means if any one object placed on the surface of some other, then automatically perpendicular to that contact surface some force is going to act. Perpendicular. Normal reaction means, simple students, perpendicular to the contact surface. Got it? For example, see, for example, Earth. On the surface of this Earth, an object of mass m is placed. M is placed. When a mass is placed on the surface of Earth, it is not going down. It is going to stay there. Right? Actually, weight of this body acts in which direction? Downward direction. mg acts in which direction? Downward direction. Means towards the center of Earth. Right? Because of that, the object is not moving towards the surface of Earth. Just it is going to stay on the surface. Because of this contact, because of this point of contact, here Earth surface exerts some force perpendicular to it. That is called a normal reaction. Normal reaction. Got it? So normal reaction means perpendicular force exerted by the contact surface. Got it? So this is called normal reaction. This is also example for contact force. When two objects are in contact like this, the perpendicular force exerted on that body is called normal reaction. Along with this, spring force. Spring force is also example for contact forces. Spring force, you know, right? And frictional force. Frictional forces, also example for contact forces. That's it. Got it, students? Frictional forces means because of motion in between two contact surfaces, one is rolling on the other, because of that contact area is going to change continuously. During that period, frictional force is going to develop opposite to the motion. Regarding this one also we are going to discuss in first PU only, in later classes. So these are the examples for contact forces. Now the another one, weak forces. Weak forces means generally we are going to study about these forces in chemistry. Intermolecular forces. Intermolecular forces. Van der Waals forces. Right? They are the example for weak forces. Intermolecular forces. Van der Waals forces. Got it, students? Between the molecules, forces between the molecules. Example for weak forces. The last one, nuclear forces. Nuclear forces means force between the nucleons inside the nucleus. For example, inside the nucleus, proton available. Even though they both are same, they both are going to stay with some attraction. That attractional force inside the nucleus, in between the nucleons, is called nuclear forces. Got it, students? Nuclear forces. So these are the different types of forces. You know, I think electrostatic force, regarding electrostatic force also. Electrostatic force means force between proton and neutron, in between proton and electron, right? That force is called electrostatic force. And magnetic forces means you know very well. If two objects which are having one is north pole and the one south pole, if two unlike poles are placed nearer, they are going to attract, right? If two similar poles are placed nearer, like north and north or south and south, so like poles are going to repel with each other, unlike poles are going to attract with each other. Such a forces available in between the magnetic poles is called magnetic forces. So like this, different types of forces are available in nature, right? Why I am telling regarding all these right now is, force is very important point that you need to understand in this concept. Newton's laws of motion. Because to change its state of rest or motion, need to apply some external force. Got it? Without any external force acting on the body, it is not possible to change its state of rest or motion. So that's why in this we are going to discuss about the cause. Cause means nothing but applied force, along with that effect. Because of that applied force, what are the changes happened in its motion? Got it? So cause and effect. Regarding these both we are going to discuss in this chapter. That's why this is called dynamics, that is kinematics. In kinematics we are going to discuss about only effect. We are not going to discuss about the cause. But in dynamics we are going to discuss about the cause also. Got it, students? Okay. So statement wise, students, force. Force means it's a property that causes for changing state of rest or motion of a body. Force is that which changes state of motion or rest of a body. That is called force. Got it, students? For example, initially, see, on a surface, a body of mass m is placed. Now it is in rest. It is in rest. Now external force acts on this body is 0. Right? I want to move this object along the straight line and I want to place it here. So actually it is in the state of rest, but I want to move it into motion. So to change that state from rest to motion, need to apply force. Need to apply force, external force, then only it is going to move from one position to another position. Observe here, students. If this external force is absent, then it is going to continue its state of rest. If this external force acts on it is absent, means there is no external force acting on it. Automatically the body is going to continue its state of rest. Understood? For example, initially a body of mass m is moving with some initial velocity u. Slowly it is moving. Okay? If there is no external force acts on it, then simply it is going to continue its state of motion. If I applied some force in this direction, external force applied in this direction, then slowly it comes into rest. If there is no external force, it is able to continue its state of motion. But when external force is applied on it, then it is coming into rest. That means when external force is acting on it, then it is going to change its state of rest to motion, or its state of motion to rest. Or sometimes if the same force is applied in the same direction of motion, then its velocity is going to increase. Then automatically it is going to move with more speed. Means some change is there. So change is possible when external force is acting on it. If there is no external force acting on it, automatically it is able to continue its same state of rest or motion. Got it, students? This is called Newton's first law. What is, students? Newton's first law. So Newton's first law means, tell me, until the external force acts on a body, it is able to continue its state of rest or motion along a straight line. That's it, simple. If external force acts on the body, then it is going to change its state of rest or motion. There is no external force acts on it, there is no change in its state of motion or rest. That's it. Okay? Actually, to understand this concept of Newton's first law, we must know about inertia. This is very, very important. Inertia. Because Newton's first law is also called law of inertia. Students, inertia means, very simple one, is the property which opposes the change. Is the property which opposes the change in it. Okay, for example, here this board is available. I am applying some force, but immediately is there any change in its state? No. Why? When I applied some external force, then immediately need to change, na? But here the change is taking place or not? No. Why? Means when I applied some external force to change its position, something is trying inside this object to keep its position as same. To keep its position in the same manner. Something is trying to keep it. But externally I am trying to change it. Got it? That internal property which try to oppose the change is called inertia. Is called inertia. Generally, measure of inertia is mass of that body. That's it. If that body is having more mass, means it is having more inertia. Got it? If mass is more, inertia is more. That's why, for example, heavy mass body, when we applied, for example, small ball is there. When we applied small force, immediately it is going to move. Because mass is less, automatically inertia is less. That's why very easily we can change it by applying some external force. Got it? For example, one stationary bus, when we applied some force like that with our hand, is it possible to change the position of that bus? No, because mass of that bus is more, it's large. Automatically its inertia is also large. Got it? That's why by applying small force like this, we are unable to change, because its inertia is more. Inertia is more because its mass is more. So mass is the measure of inertia. That's it. This inertia presented inside the body, whether it is in stationary or in motion, whatever it may be the situation, sure, inertia is going to exist in that. Got it? So that's why inertia is going to classify into three types. Inertia. Three types. One, inertia of rest. Another one, inertia of motion. Third one, inertia of direction. Simple examples for understanding this concept. Inertia of rest means the inability of a body to change its position of rest. Got it, students? Okay, students, what I told, the inability of a body to change its state of rest by itself. Simple. Inability of a body to change its state of rest by itself. That's it. The inability of your body. Simple example. For example, when we are standing in a stationary bus like this, in a stationary bus. So bus is stationary and we are standing inside that one like this. So when we are standing in a stationary bus, when bus suddenly starts moving, we are going to fall back like this, because actually we are in the state of rest. So inertia in our body is trying to keep the same position. That's why body trying to maintain same position, but bus suddenly moving forward, right? Due to that sudden change, we are going to fall back like this, because in contact, our legs are in contact with the bus. So this body is trying to keep rest position only, but because of this sudden motion towards, we are going to fall back. That's it. Example for inertia of rest. Got it? Another example, inertia of motion. Inertia of motion means inability of a body to change its state of motion. Inability of a body to change its state of motion by itself. Simple. Example for that, if any one object is dropped from an artificial satellite, simply the body is going to revolve in the same orbit with the same speed till so many years. Why it is able to revolve in the same orbit with the same speed continuously means because of inertia of motion. That's it. Or another simple example for that inertia of motion. For example, when we are standing in a moving bus, means we are also in motion along with the bus. When brakes are applied suddenly, simply we are going to fall forward or backward? Forward. Because bus suddenly stopped, but our body want to continue the motion. Want to continue motion. So that's why when this body is trying to continue the motion, but when bus suddenly stopped, simply we are going to fall towards the forward. Got it, students? So when we are in motion, if suddenly bus started, we are going to fall back. When we are in motion along with the bus, when bus suddenly stopped, we are going to fall forward. That's it. Means in these two cases, body want to continue the same state. Right? Initially, if the body is in rest, automatically inertia of rest trying to continue same state. Initially, if the body is in motion, inertia of motion trying to continue the same body in motion. That's it. And the last one, inertia of direction. Inertia of direction means simply inability of your body to change its direction by itself. That's it. Inability of your body to change its direction by itself. Simple. If you observe the sparks coming out from a grinding stone, grinding stone, just you observe the sparks. If it is the grinding stone, if any one object is placed like this, sparks comes like this in tangential direction. Sparks. But grinding stone direction is like this. So sparks never comes like this. Sparks want to move along the tangential. So the sparks comes out from that point of contact, don't want to change. They want to continue the same direction. So the inability of your body to change its state of direction by itself is called inertia of direction. Got it, students? Inertia of direction. Basically, inertia means property of your body which try to oppose the change in its position. It never encourages the change. It always opposes the change. So this inertia always exists inside the body. Right? Measure for the inertia, mass. If mass is more, its inertia is more. If mass is less, its inertia is less. That's it. Thank you.